This podcast is being recorded and produced on Gadigal land.
We pay our respects to the traditional custodians of this country and elders past, present.
We extend our respect to any First Nations, Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people joining us today.
Always was, always will be Aboriginal land.
I'm Brittney Saunders.
And I'm alright, hey, and this is High Scrollers, the podcast version of your favourite group chat.
If it's trending, going viral or has you grouped, we're talking about it.
Coming up on this episode, we're talking all about the ways I got cancelled in the last 7 days. I've been through the wars, doll, I'm high on painkillers, and it is about to be a roller coaster, so strap yourselves in.
Plus, we have a burning friendship question for one another. And I don't think Matt is overly happy with my answer.
I'm not happy with much at the moment, but that's how the cookie crumbles, doll. We also talk all about the Easter show bags, show bag talk, and I'm a Celebrity, get me out of here. The new cast is here. Are we underwhelmed? The answer is yes. We'll take you through it and why. It's a chaotic episode, doll. Deal me in, doll. Let's go.
Today's episode is a little different this morning.
Today's episode is sponsored by gallstones and all the drugs I've been prescribed.
A few episodes ago, Matt said, actually, you said in a couple of episodes that you wish that you could do drugs.
Oh.
You said it.
And today I'm coming to you high as a mother-loving kite love. There is life on Mars, and I know because I'm currently sitting on it, as far as I'm concerned. I'm in the third, fourth, fifth, sixth dimension at this rate. Welcome to this week's episode, which is going to be a little different because if you haven't been caught up, I had to have gallbladder surgery just mere minutes ago. Ow, that hurt. I can't
Don't laugh.
So I'm on a bunch of painkillers. Gallbladder's gone, adjusting to a new life. Had the whole surgery. It's very painful.
You're meant to be in bed for 7 days.
Yeah.
And it's been, 3 days or 2 since your surgery, and you're here.
But I'm committed to the cause. And look, I thought the doctor said get up and walk around for a couple of times a day. Don't just be sitting. Because I have to lay down because of how the surgery went. Standing up is uncomfortable. But I also have to move around a little bit to get the blood flowing. So I thought, well, if I just walk from my house to Brittney's car out the front and then from Brittney's car to the Nova studio, there's my walks done for the day.
And we're sitting down now, so...
And we're sitting and I feel fine, but the vibes just might be a little different. And you know what? I might get cancelled because I've got no filter, as we've already learned. I'll just say anything today.
Right.
Especially after last week. Last week I thought it was the week that was going to cancel my career. But... apparently...
You're uncancelable.
So true, and you know what? That's a testament to me, bitch. Don't you reckon?
Yeah, we have spoke about this before.
Oh, have
Matt
we?
has
Can't
a theory.
remember.
Matt has a theory that depending on who you are as a person, that will determine whether you actually ever get cancelled or not.
And I think I figured this out when I went to 2 Taylor Swift shows, and no one had a problem with it. I got to let you know how much stress I was going through the months leading up to that.
Leading up. Okay, let's be honest with everyone here. We were trying to figure out what lie we could tell as to why Matt was going twice.
Yeah, we were like, what's a lie that we can think up? And naturally, we never even thought of one because, we just, in the end, were like, we just have to be honest about it. But we had some crazy ideas of we were going to say, Nova was sending us, blah, 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 just to take the heat off. And then we just told the truth and no one cared anyway. So there's the moral to that story. But I've been cancelled last week for my opinions on The Sims.
Yes, on TikTok. Which, by the way, we have a High Scrollers TikTok account. For those of you that don't know, if you want to go and follow that, it's got all of our clips there. And I'll tell you what I've noticed. When we post our little clips, people always comment, where can I watch the whole thing? And I get it because, watching it is obviously super engaging. But at the same time, it's a podcast.
Yeah.
It's not a YouTube video.
Yeah.
We're making a podcast here. But I can understand wanting to see the whole thing. But then it's are you just watching a YouTube video?
And also, who's editing that? Are you paying them to edit that?
Yeah, because we're not editing the whole thing.
That. Can't be bothered. It's hard enough. I've been sent a couple of the clips to do, the social videos sometimes if I just want to make a couple more little things. And I go, fuck this for a job. No offense, producer Hannah, but I just go, not real. Anyway, Kate Middleton update, by the way. How awkward's that?
Yeah, I told you that you should tread lightly.
Well, I'm not sorry. Obviously, it's horrible
Yes.
that she's got cancer, getting treatment. That's horrible.
But have you seen as well now, fucking everyone is saying
People
that
think
it's
it's AI.
AI-generated video of her.
Yeah, I think that's now where you got to tread lightly. I'm like,
Yeah.
obviously now it's like I'm not going to be throwing out conspiracy theories and stuff like that, but I'm not sorry for doing it last week because everyone messaged me straight away and was like, bet you feel bad now. I thought, well, I'm going to hell anyway, so there's no skin off my back, really.
Mhm.
And no, we didn't know. So I can make, as a comedian, we can make jokes about those things because we didn't know the final result. And if you have a problem with it, grow up, you know?
Jesus Christ, who are you today, Matt?
I'm someone who's on Palexia, Endone, Oxys, Panadol, Ibuprofen, and a cocktail of other things. Nexium too, because heartburn's bad.
It's going to be a bit rogue of an episode, but I feel like you're you're rogue, but you're like a monotone version of rogue.
Yes, I agree. And you know what? I'll tell you the full story in Close Friends on Friday of everything, how we got here. Because a lot of people don't know this is actually my 4th attack in like 3 weeks, and that's how we got here. But I'll tell the whole story in Close Friends on Friday because it's quite a lengthy one and I just can't be bothered. We've got a big episode. Let's get on with it.
So let's get on to our royal flushes of the week, Matt. I feel like I'm trying to like match your energy. It's like because you're like, she'll say, let's get on to our royal flushes.
No,
of the
be
week."
hyper. Be crazy because someone's got to be.
No, I'll just talk like this. No, let's get on to our royal flushes of the week. Mine, it's something that I did, which is a bit, I don't know if
Iconic.
that's against the rules.
No, it's not.
Because it's something I saw on the internet, but it was something that I created.
If there was any week to break the rules, it's this week because I couldn't care less.
Exactly right.
Got no emotion at all, Joe. You do what you want.
So I finally got my FAYT mobile, for those of you that have kept up in previous episodes or if you follow me. And if you don't know, we got a new work van for work because we actually need it, you know, practically to help us move shit around. And then I saw it as a marketing opportunity to wrap it really cool and use it as like a driving billboard, essentially. And then the creative genius in me thought, how can I make a video about this van? Because it's really like funny to look at, I guess. And then I thought about it and thought about it and thought about it. And I thought, I'm going to do a music video. Then I was thinking, what songs are about cars? And originally I was going to do Shannon Knoll Drive. Like, I got a car. I got a big black shiny car. Because it's a black van. But then I thought, it's a bit slow, that song. And then I don't know how, but Greased Lightning popped into my head, and I only just learned it is called Greased Lightning. It's not Grease Lightning.
Yeah.
Did you know that?
Yeah. I think so.
Anyway, you learn something new every day.
Well, not me. I knew it.
Rightio!
Oh, it hurts to laugh.
Okay, you can't laugh in this episode. So anyway, I got an idea in my head, and it's actually reminded me, I think this is like where one of my strongest strengths is.
Okay.
In like making something creative in the form of a video.
Yeah.
I haven't done something like that in a long time. Make videos all the time, but this was like a production. Planned it all out in my head, wrote out like a script. It's just like the first verse and the first chorus of the song. You all know the song. And I got a bunch of our team together at 3 o'clock one afternoon. I said, we've got 1 hour to do it because we finish at 4. We filmed it all in an hour, whacked it together, and it's a fucking masterpiece.
Yeah, it was very camp.
You should have been in it.
Well, sorry, I was in hospital getting
So true.
getting everything cut out of me.
Well, if we do one again, you can be in it.
But I love when you just do those big, like, when you get to do those real fun, maybe not high production isn't the word, but just those, like, full conceptual videos.
It takes me back to YouTube
Yeah,
days.
for
Like, it took me
sure.
back, like, just having a plan. If you haven't seen it, jump onto my Instagram and give it a watch. It's just high energy. It's fun. I think I've given the video, like, 10,000 views on its own. It's a good thing to watch in the morning to get yourself going.
Yeah.
And that's my royal flush, was us making a music video. And I want to make more. I want to make one music video a month.
Okay. Well, I'll be in the next one.
Okay.
Is there any songs about gallbladders?
We'll make a song. We'll ask ChatGPT to write us a song about gallbladders.
Seriously, that's so good. Well, my royal flush of the week, being in recovery, I've been doing a lot of scrolling. My screen time's probably through the roof because my brain isn't working, really. But I've been seeing candy salad everywhere. Have you been seeing candy salad?
The thing where people bring lollies and they're like, my name's Jessica and I bought warheads. And then they put it down in the thing.
And then they put it in a bucket or
I
a
love
box.
it. And
like,
it's the noise of the candy hitting the tub.
Yeah. So I've seen people at a party, they all bring a bag of lollies and then they make it into a salad, as in they just put all the lollies in together and shake it around. You know how the Kardashians have their shaker salads? Mm-hmm. Well, it's that, but lollies, right?
I love those videos.
And I've seen lots of different versions of them. And I think it makes me so happy for a few reasons. I've been loving just a lot of food on the internet in general. I feel like, I don't know if it's just my For You page, but the way that we treat and react to food is so different to what it was when I was younger. And it makes me really happy. So for example, if you went back to when I was, 12 years old watching, say I had TikTok, I don't think I'd be seeing people make candy salad because junk food was so heavily villainized. Mm-hmm. You wouldn't see a trend where people are bringing all these lollies and mixing them together and making a show out of the candy. And you think about the mukbangs Raising Cane's. People have those giant cups with
sauce.
The sauce.
I've never
with
seen
the
that much
chicken
sauce
wings.
in my life. It's
right,
insane.
Right, but something it's healing my inner child, seeing 10-year-olds buy all these lollies and make a candy salad and just not care about it. Because for me as a child growing up in a fat-free household,
oh really,
the last thing I could ever think about was a lolly. You can't think about candy. You can't have any of that. Oh, and leaving the party bag behind. You're not allowed to take dough Almond Mum 2.0 times the remix. Yeah.
I saw actually
can't have the mum. We never did Halloween because we never really celebrated that anyway.
Yeah.
But, even if I wanted to, she was like, "No, you're not. Well, you don't know what's in any of the lollies that anyone's giving you." But I think it was just because I wasn't allowed lollies.
I saw a girl,
which I reckon is why I then got fat. Because I wasn't allowed anything when I was younger. So then once I had my own freedom, I went, well, fuck me. I'm having every bad food under the sun.
I saw a girl on TikTok literally just yesterday. You just mentioned almond mums. And she said, I have an almond mum and she's just had a baby 6 weeks ago or something. She's like, I just given birth 6 weeks ago and I thought I would share with you all what it's like to have an almond mum. My mum just came to visit me at home and here's the gift that she brought me. She grabbed it from behind her and pulled it up and it was a scale, a set of scales. And then she put it down and then she picked up the next thing and it was a piece of paper with a chart on it that you fill out with your measurements. And she said her mum was so now you can track your body post baby.
That's so crazy.
What?
Yeah. But I you have to give it to him.
Emotional damage.
All right, you have to give it to him that I don't know. Well, I don't know because for example, I think it was just that generation because my grandparents aren't all about that sort of stuff. It seems to be only my mum's generation.
My nan is about body image and I feel everyone will hate to hear that because everyone loves my nan.
Yeah.
My nan is the world's biggest angel ever.
Yeah.
But my mum is definitely like that, to the extreme. But
Yeah.
I can see that she gets it from nan because every time I see nan, she comments on my body.
Okay.
Whether it's negative or positive.
Okay.
And I just always go, okay, and change the topic. But
Yeah.
she's got that riddled within her as well.
Yeah.
It's always oh, you've lost a little bit of weight. Or she'll comment and be oh, she'll comment negatively. She'll be oh, you look like you put on a little bit of weight.
Yeah.
And I never fucking say anything. I always just okay, and then change the topic. But I definitely think, yeah, it's our mum's generation, but I reckon it could come a bit from the generation above.
Yeah. I think that my grandparents, my granddad always used to say to me, you need to lose weight and blah, blah, blah. You want to live a long and healthy life, which at this rate. Do you? Like, sorry, but I think as well back then when I was younger, I was like, you know, in my depression era. So I was like, well, I don't really care about any of that. Anyway, I'm rambling. Sorry, it's the painkillers. But the point is, like, I would just say to them, well, you know what? I'm really happy. Like, if they were like, you need to lose weight, I go, but I'm really happy. Like, don't you just want me to be happy?
I feel with my nan, I've never bothered like saying anything back because I feel like it's just something that you can't teach someone. Like, so many times I want to say, Nan, you know that there's way more cool things about me than like what my body currently looks like, which is always going to change. But I just feel like you can't unteach their mentality that they've had.
I reckon you can, though, because when people say that about like queer people and say like, well, the older generation, that's just how they were brought up and whatnot. So similar thing happened with my grandparents. Like, we never really had the conversation, but then like I just, you know, my granddad grew up in the church and things like that, and I just would assume, and I never really knew because we never really had the conversation, but I just would assume that like they wouldn't be for gay marriage, let's say. Like, that's just the vibe that I get. And then when the plebiscite happened, like, I was able to, in quotations, change their mind, and then they both voted yes, like, that's on good. My behalf. So I'm like, I think it's the same as well as now, like, my grandma doesn't say anything about my body because I have told her enough times, like, that's not important to me. Like, my size or how I look is not important to me. Like, what is important to me is my level of happiness, and that's all you should be focusing on as well. So I know it's hard that they're like stuck in their ways, but I also don't think that's an excuse because I'm like, anyone can change and anyone can be taught, and they've only been taught all those things. You can from someone else. You can unlearn all those things. I know, as well.
Which is sad because we do learn all this shit, but you're not born looking at people's bodies and thinking certain things, good or bad. Yeah, we all learn them from someone.
Yeah. But anyway, that's why I'm really excited to see lollies all over the For You page because I just thought, 10 years ago or maybe more, like, you wouldn't see trends like this. I also saw chicken nuggets at the Easter show that, covered in the sugary,
Yeah, but what's with that?
I can't remember what the name is, but it's that little Asian snack that's like, you got the strawberries and then you put it in the sugar and then it hardens.
Stuff. But yeah, I saw the same thing. My For You page at the moment too is, here's everything that I ate at the Royal Easter show.
Which I've never really, I used to love the Easter show, which for anyone who doesn't know is literally just like a big agricultural show that happens. There's rides and farm and wood chopping and show bags and all the rest of it here in Sydney. But I used to love it when I was younger. I'd go with my grandparents, but it hasn't appealed to me in the last like however many years. But seeing some of the food that's on offer this year, like the chicken nuggets covered in the sugary.
Surely that wouldn't taste good.
Well, apparently it's like a sweet and salty, like perfect combination.
Okay, so maybe it does. Because I can get the grapes and the strawberries and then the chicken nuggets. I'm like, what you mean?
And Chebo's Burgers is there, who is like a guy who like started on TikTok making, the smash burgers and burger recipes.
Yep.
Now he's got stores and stuff, I think, here in Sydney, but he's at the Easter show as well. Like, I'm like, I want to go and try one of his
make a killing there.
Smash burgers. They've got a Gongcha show bag this year.
What? Bubble tea?
Yeah. I don't know what's in it, but I saw the Gongcha show bag. When you went to the Easter show, what show bag were you stinging for?
Willy Wonka.
Willy Wonka, okay,
I was always the Wonka.
Okay.
Or like whatever Barbie one.
Okay.
And Birdie Beetle.
I was cracking for the Simpsons and Carl and Jackie O.
Fuck off.
Fucking loved the Carl and Jackie O show bag.
They had a show bag?
I don't know why. But
they had a show bag?
Well, because they'd always have one thing in it that was like, I need that item. Like a speaker. Before your UE booms were a thing, they'd have like a little
MP3 speaker.
They'd have an MP3 speaker, and I'd go, oh, you want to get that, but then you get all the other shit with the Carl and Jackie O show bag.
What was it, like merch, like a key ring and fucking sticker?
Yeah, sticker, towel, gym bag, all the rest of it. I loved the magic ones as well. You get like the little
magic kit.
Yeah, the magic kit. So good. But what a waste. No wonder our parents never wanted to buy them for us. Remember, we'd be like, to be the whole reason you'd go to the show is to get the show bag.
You just couldn't wait to get in that show bag area. It was always inside.
Always stunk in there too. And why did our parents act like they didn't want to be there and they didn't want to be buying us the show bag?
Because they're spending like $30+ on a bag of junk.
But to us, it was like, we're only going to the show for a show bag, and if I don't get it, my life's going to be over. I need that Willy Wonka hat.
I need the purple hat. And like, why did every show bag come with inflatable whacker? Like, why? And then you would just spend the whole show walking around whacking your parents. Like, no wonder they didn't want us to have it. We'll just annoy them. I feel, number one, our parents didn't want to buy them because they were like a massive waste of money. But I feel for all of you parents now, because I swear back when we went, they were like $20, $25 for like a really good one. But I think now, surely those things are like $60 with inflation.
Surely, maybe even more. And the junk is probably cheaper. They've probably been cheaper to make, and they sell them for more expensive. Hashtag inflation. Well, one thing helping my recovery this week has been my favourite TV show coming back. I'm a Celebrity. Get me out of here. Something I say every time I go to the shops on a Saturday. I love the show I'm a Celeb, Get Me Out of Here, as you all know. And it's just started this week. I thought we'd go through some of the celebs that have been on, you know, that have been come out. I can't speak. It's the Painkillers. Come on, bear with me. Help me out here, Brittney.
There's a good lineup this year.
Really?
I think I need to watch.
I don't reckon.
You don't reckon?
No.
Well, there's a few icons on it. We've got
Who?
Sky Wheatley.
Name them.
Sky Wheatley, Brittney Hockley from Life Uncut.
Yeah.
What's the guy's name? Khan.
Yeah.
I saw you put Michelle Bridges on there.
Oh my God.
Is she cancelled?
Well, she better be. I don't know. So here's the thing.
Frankie Muniz.
Yeah, Malcolm in the Middle.
Malcolm in the Middle, like that's pretty iconic.
I don't know. It's like weird. Okay, so I love the show. Love Channel 10. Hi, I love you. You're on my favorites. Thank you for taking me. I appreciate it. I'm so underwhelmed by this year's cast. I'm like, oh, like,
really?
I'm waiting for the National Treasure, who I think might be Ida Buttrose. She goes in tonight, which I think, well, whoever it is goes in tonight, but I think it's her. But once this episode comes out, we'll know. But that's my guess, everyone. Ida Buttrose. Or Patty Newton. But I don't know about Patty Newton because she can't do the high octane stuff because she had her injury when she was in that musical and broke her hip or whatever. So I'm not sure how she'd go on a show like I'm a Celeb because, like, you can't be harnessed up and whatnot.
I know we've spoken about on the podcast already, like reality TV shows. I feel like we've spoken about them a lot, and us going on reality TV shows. I have never fully watched I'm a Celeb, but I know like the context of it and whatever. I feel like if out of all the reality shows, that would be one that I would struggle to go on simply for the eating part, like the eating of the eyeballs and shit.
Yeah.
Like that's where I would tap out. Could you do that?
I reckon.
Like, really?
I reckon. Well, I mean, when I was over there, I was eating weird stuff anyway. But I'm someone who'll try anything once.
But like if it's a fucking cow's eye...
Yeah, but the problem is with the food on the show, I'm pretty sure they like make it even grosser than it actually is. Because like you cook a testicle, like, yeah, it's a testicle, but like surely it just tastes like meat.
But it's like the psychological part of not being
That's
able to eat it, knowing it's a fucking... I could do the heights, I could do everything. Putting your hands in the thing's pretty scary when you don't know what's in there.
That is the most terrifying thing I've
But
ever
even
done.
that, like, what's the worst thing it's going to be?
Well,
snake?
snakes, yeah.
Yeah.
I was in there with snakes, but what was surprising was the fire ants were actually the most painful thing, and that's what I yelled, I'm a Celebrity, get me out of here for. The fire ants, because as soon as you put your hand in and there's a fire ant on you, like your hand is burning, and it was so embarrassing because then I yelled, I'm a Celebrity, get me out of here, pulled my hand out and shook the ants off, and then the pain went away. Like, I thought I'd be having stingos on that bitch for like the next 12 hours. Like, it was so painful and so random. And I can't remember where I was going with this, but
how much do you think they all get paid to be on there?
It's all
do they all get paid differently depending on who they are and how famous they are?
Yeah. But it's quite a hefty pay packet. I don't know if I'd be able to say, but I know how much some of them have been paid.
You have to tell me later.
Yeah, it's all respective. I think with a lot of these shows, you get paid like a base package that you negotiate as the star you are. You go, well, I'm worth this much for this many, because you guaranteed, like, basically, say they don't eliminate anyone for 10 days, I'm assuming that that's what your pay is for. And then you get paid like almost a pro rata for every other day you stay in the jungle.
Right. How long are they there for? Until the end?
About a month all up.
That would be intense.
And the thing is, you don't understand that you don't do anything all day. We see like an hour of television, but like, what are they doing the rest of the day? They're literally just sitting in
laying
camp,
on those
like,
bed
doing
things.
nothing. Yeah. But let's get back to the cast.
Yes.
Sky Wheatley, as you said, I will give you that is iconic. Like when I saw Sky Wheatley on my TV last night, I was like, okay, this is a smart decision from Channel 10.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, she's like our Charlotte Crosby.
Yes.
You know, Charlotte Crosby's a really smart woman.
Yes.
She knows what she's doing.
Totally.
She comes off as this dumb, ditzy person who doesn't know what's going on. She is the smartest person in the room, I'll tell you that. And when she was on I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here, she just knows what the camera wants. She knows what the audience wants. I think that's her thing. Yes. I don't know her. I've never ever met her. Actually, I have met her, but I don't know her. But I think that's her thing, is she's like, this is what's going to be entertaining, so let me do it. Mm-hmm. And she just knows how to do reality TV. And I think Sky Wheatley's exactly the same. And I think we saw a bit of that in the premiere episode where you could see she was throwing out those one-liners that you knew that they'd use.
I'm going to have to watch it.
Yeah, she was good. She's an icon. Michelle Bridges being in there made me scream. I have personal beef with Michelle Bridges just from her history as a person in Australia on The Biggest Loser, blah, blah, blah.
I've been getting all those videos popping up on my For You page in the last week. Old clips of The Biggest Loser and like how fucked up it was.
Yeah.
And how the trainers had to go and like live with the families and eat the way the families did and how shameful the whole thing was.
Yeah.
Crazy.
It's so problematic, but I also kind of like give grace to things from 20 years ago.
Exactly. Like
that was
time. It was so different. But it wouldn't slide now. But back then we were all like, oh yeah, this is great. Let's shame people for gaining 200 grams in a week.
I'm also like, would it slide now? If The Biggest Loser came back, I'm not afraid to say I would watch it and I would eat that shit up.
Probably.
I would watch that every single episode. If The Biggest Loser came back, that is like, it's entertaining TV. Although it's so problematic, get over it. It's entertaining TV. The drama of them stepping on the scales and the music.
I know. And then going to an ad break before it's revealed.
It's coming up with all the flashing numbers.
I know.
And then it's like the big red symbol comes up and it's like minus 100 grams and everyone starts crying going, oh my God, I've worked so hard. Like, you can't tell me that's not the biggest piss take in the world. I would love to watch a modern day Biggest Loser. But you're right, I don't think it would survive or work. Who else is in there? You said Frankie Muniz from Malcolm in the Middle. Okay, so that's camp. Mm-hmm. But not camp enough for me to give a shit.
But how random as well. Like, who are the people that fucking get casting directors?
Yeah.
Like, when they're thinking of who we're going to get, like, how did he come to mind?
I don't know.
Like, does he do much these days? Like,
well, he's a NASCAR driver, which is really random.
Oh, yeah, I did see that.
But again, that's what I mean. I'm like, okay, it's camp to see Frankie Muniz on our TV again, but like, you know what I mean?
Who would be, okay, if you could make a dream lineup of the top 6 celebrities to be on I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here, but realistic version, like obviously you can't get Lady Gaga or whatever, but a realistic lineup, if you could paint one, who would the 6 celebs be? If 6 is too hard, we can do like 4 or 5.
One would be Tracy Grimshaw.
Oh, yeah.
Tracy Grimshaw in the jungle would just be absolutely iconic. One would be Kylie Minogue for obvious reasons.
I feel like she has to go on it one year. Like, I feel like, yeah, she's a huge celeb, but I feel like she would do it.
I think she would do it, but also there's this like kind of stigma around the whole thing that you've kind of got to be irrelevant to go on I'm a Celeb.
Bottom of the
like,
barrel vibes.
Yeah, to like get back. Bottom of the barrel vibes. I can't believe you just said that. But yeah, you kind of have to have almost a redemption arc.
Yeah.
Like they like to have, it's like you come back by going on I'm a Celeb, you know what I mean?
Okay, so we've got Tracy Grimshaw, Kylie Minogue.
I'd love to see Sonia Kruger in there. She deserves to eat some cockroaches.
Yeah, okay, yep, throw her in there.
I'm just trying to think, because, you know, like Kylie Minogue and Tracy Grimshaw, I'm like, I want a piece of I want to see the behind the scenes of their life. But then I'm throwing in the Sonia Krugers because you can eat a cow's testicle, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So another...
And she's hosted enough shows, it's time for her to be a contestant as well, I reckon.
Another person I put in is Harrison Boone from Maths. Because I just reckon he'd crumble. I reckon he'd cry.
What about this year's Jack from Maths?
Well, is he the one with the weird moustache?
Yeah, he's worse than Harrison.
Oh, okay.
So I'd say either of those two.
Well, he can go in as well. Okay, do one of those ones where you get buried in
So Harrison and Jack from Maths?
Yeah. And then that's 5 and 6 would be me. I don't know. Like, I'm almost like, can I just pay Channel 10 to be on the show? Especially now that I'm in my fitness era.
Yeah.
It's a totally different ball game to last time I was there.
So true.
And I did like what I did last year with them. I couldn't keep up. I couldn't walk up the steps to the bloody diary room without having to say, hang on, give me 10 minutes to catch my breath. And also, can someone siphon me in a vape? Because I'm struggling in here, you know what I mean? Whereas this time,
Maybe we could pitch ourselves as a duo to go on. Like,
Yeah,
especially
well,
with high
hopefully-
scrollers.
Well, now they've got Brittney Hockley on this year,
Yeah.
which good on her. Love that for her. She introduced herself as like a podcast queen or whatever. Well, hopefully we can do that.
Angie and Evie went on as a duo.
And so did Lisa and David. Lisa Oldfield and her husband David. I
But
think
if
the
you
show
go-
gave
can
them
you-
a divorce.
Okay, how about we go on as a team and you can do all the eating bits?
Okay, yeah, that works for me.
Yep.
You can do all the shoving your hand in the boxes because that was definitely the worst. I'm happy for the high octane stuff. You know where they throw them off a cliff and out a helicopter? Give me that,
Yeah.
Not this week. I'm a bit tender.
I
But like
think
any other time, I'm there.
I think with the putting your hands in the box, with putting the hands in the box, what you have to do is just shove your hand straight in. Like, I don't think you can hesitate.
Yeah. I think...
It's the, like, that's what makes you even more scared. I think you literally just have to shove your hand in there.
Yeah. But like if you shove your hand in and it's something that like tracks your movement, that's like scary.
Yeah, shit.
You know what I mean? Sometimes you have to go slow and steady. But anyway, I'm still going to watch because it's my favourite show, but I am underwhelmed with the cast this year. There are, usually I know everyone, and I always think to myself, when shows like this come out and the comment sections are filled with, who? Who's that? Never heard of her. And I roll my eyes going, well, that's actually more of a reflection of you because how don't you know who that person is? Like, even if you don't keep up with them and you've surely heard about them in your life.
I saw a video on TikTok of Sky, like just someone shared a clip and then all the comments were like, who's that? And then it must have been one of Sky's fans was commenting back to everyone going, she's a bit too young for your age demographic. Like shaming the people commenting because the people were probably like fucking 60.
Yeah.
She was like, oh, she's too young for your demographic.
Yeah.
And I was like, slay.
But also this year was me going, who? I was that person.
Really?
Yeah. Last year's cast was so phenomenal, and I thought with Robert Irwin being the host this year, first time, I thought they were going to give us an absolute banger. And I was kind of just like a little bit like, okay.
Love Robert being on there though.
Yeah,
like,
he's
so
doing a good job. I felt like Julia was being nice and respectful and letting him have his moment for the first episode.
Yeah.
Which I quite liked. Like, I think she knew that people would be like, Julia's too overpowering. So he pretty much run the whole thing. And it was very camp. He's given it his best shot. I don't mind him as a host. I think it's
good on
It's a
him.
good pairing. Slowly but surely, I'm getting through this episode quite well. I think I'm actually doing more talking than you.
Really?
at this
That's no
point.
surprise.
Yeah, so true. That's how it usually goes, isn't it? Well, it's your turn to talk because I want your opinion on something.
Okay.
A discussion has been taking over my For You page on TikTok over the last week or maybe 2 weeks. And basically, it's the age-old question of where your friend's loyalty stands when it comes to someone you have a problem with. So you know how like some friends you may have in your life will say the age-old line that's like, well, they didn't do anything to me, so I'm going to be nice to them.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of discourse on the internet at the moment around whether the person who says that is a true friend or a fake friend, given the response. And there's a lot of things from like both sides on the internet, and I want your take on it. So if you had a problem with someone and
You said to me.
No, you had said to me, imagine you're the problem. You're the person who has the problem with someone, and you've said to me how awful they are. They did all these awful things to you, blah blah blah. And I turn around and say, oh well, they didn't do anything to me, so I'm still going to be nice to them. How do you feel about that?
This is a great question and a great topic. I think me, just say 5, 6, 7 years ago, would feel very differently to how I feel now about that.
Mm-hmm.
Me in my early 20s, I would have expected you to also hate that person, never talk to them again, purely for the fact that they've done wrong by me.
Mm-hmm.
But then I think this comes down to like an age and maturity thing, and being able to understand that, sure, I could have an experience with someone and like it may be negative, but it doesn't mean that you're automatically included in that. Like if you are still like acquainted with that person or whatever. So I wouldn't expect you to hate that person or whatever, but that's me now. And I think it just depends who you are. What? Are you the opposite?
See, I'm like, you're a filthy dog and I can't trust you. I can't trust you.
I would obviously expect you to feel differently about that person naturally. It also depends on the situation. Why am I thinking about this so literally?
Yeah. Well, it's good to think about literally though, because I want like a proper answer of like...
I think it depends on what has happened. And I know this is a made up scenario, but it would depend what the context was of what that person did to me. That would then determine how I think you should feel about that person, and whether you should hate their guts or whether you should just feel neutral and still just be friendly. There's a lot of variables.
Yeah. I'm the type of person who I keep things... Maybe I sit on the fence with this. I keep things cordial. Is that the word?
Mm-hmm.
Where, so for example, I have someone in my life who is in this industry and had a boyfriend who is also in the industry, and that boyfriend cheated on my friend, who I was like more so friends with. But the boyfriend who cheated, and now we all don't like, also could potentially have opportunities in the future for me. So it's like really hard.
See, it depends on the circumstance.
Because I'm like, well, obviously I want to stick by my friend, but also like you never know in this industry who you're going to need on your side when it comes to certain things in the future, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, he gets a smile when I see him at events and a nod, but like I'm not going up and asking how your weekend was and how's your Easter and what are you doing for the long weekend.
You're remaining civil.
No. So I'm someone who like will remain civil, but I think like, for example, there's someone who I've had problems with also in the industry, but then one of my real life friends still follows them and likes every photo that they post. So then they pop up in my feed.
Does that piss you off?
Yes. Like, I don't mind. Like, why are you still following them? I think
it depends. Like, again, it's a circumstance.
Well, I just think there's no loyalty in saying that they didn't do anything to me, so I'm going to be nice to them. Yeah. But I can respect that it's different if like different things can come into play.
Yes.
For example, let's flip it. I had a problem with someone and you know all about it, but you are still being nice to them. There's a level to it. If you are going up and going, oh my God, hey, hugs. How was your weekend? Oh my God, you look so good. I love your dress. Oh my God, blah, blah, blah. That'll piss me off.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're being like civil with them just to keep the peace, in case you ever need anything off them in the future, or you just don't want to come across as a bitch or have people talk bad about you, like that's absolutely fine.
Me. In my earlier years, I'll admit I was one to hold a grudge over the smallest things, like with ex-friends, ex-partners, like would hold on to so much hate and resent people and brew on things. But I think just as I've gotten older, I'm glad to say that I'm just the total opposite now. And it's probably a bad thing in some ways, because you can, when you're just like not holding grudges and whatever, you can have people just walk all over you. But I really try now to like not hold grudges against anyone, like no matter what's happened. Like, and it's not to say like if someone does something fucked up to me, I'm not going to forget that. Like I'm always going to remember that, but I'm also just going to completely let it go and just like let that person go. Like I don't even hate that person. Like I might just feel sorry for them and be like, bye, like you're gone in my life, that shit happened, but I don't like hold on to it and resent them.
Yeah.
Because I think that's like bad for yourself to hang on to that shit, especially once they're like out of your life anyway.
For sure.
So that's how I feel.
I also live by the term success is the best revenge.
It is.
And it's so funny because everyone I've ever had a problem with is just a loser. And I look at my life and everything that I'm doing. I look at my life and everything that I'm doing and all the success that I have. And I look at them and I go, what are you even doing?
Success is the best revenge.
How are you living? You know what I mean?
You heard it here first.
Good luck.
Don't hate people. Don't hold on to anger. Don't wish bad upon them. Just go and do great things in your life.
Yeah.
And that's the best revenge that you can get.
I forget where I was going to take this conversation because I think I had more to say. But the painkillers are slowly taking over and my brain currently feels like Play-Doh. So I think we should wrap this episode up.
Okay. You've done well, considering.
Thank you.
Everyone can give us some feedback, by the way. Slide into our DMs or send us an email. Let us know, what did you think of the drugged up version of High Scrollers?
And also let me know your top recommendations for painkillers because
Matt loves doing drugs.
Well, I'm like, do I ask for a script for weed? You know?
You do want to do it.
Well, I wanted to try it. I may as well.
Get the medical version.
Drop it while it's hot.
I'm going to say your line here, Matt. Make sure you subscribe and turn on notifications.
Well, I'm going to say yours. Another episode done and dusted.
Oh, okay, wait. Start again. That. You go.
Another episode done and dusted.
Make sure you subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss an episode, which is every Tuesday.
And Friday. We have Close Friends on Fridays now. And this week we're going to tell you all about everything that happened with my gallbladder emergency surgery.
Which is no longer in the room. Your gallbladder is gone.
God, it's literally in a bin in Prince of Wales Hospital.
There's 4 people in this room right now, but only 3 gallbladders.
Is that true? Do you two not have gallbladders? Do you have the gallbladder? Oh, you're gallbladder. Yeah.
Yep.
Right. Well, sorry. As always, I'm the odd one out. Anyway.
Make sure to follow us everywhere else if you don't already. For me, just search my name, Brittney Saunders.
Search my name or at home. Anyway, Joel, I better let you go. I'm a celebrity. Get me out of here.